All right, first up is Amy Hughes in her presentation, Tarot Demystified. Amy is a believer in the unique energy that each of us possesses and a student of tarot. She found when she shares her tarot studies with friends and family, their preconception is vastly different than the truth about tarot. She's here with us tonight to share some of her knowledge in hopes that we will take away a better understanding of tarot and the value it can provide in our lives. So come on in.
Thank you. Cool. All right, I'm Amy, and I'm here to demystify tarot for you. So, quick show of hands, how many people here, when they hear words like tarot card reader, astrology, numerology, how many people get a little skeptical? Okay, fantastic. That's awesome. Everybody, perfect. I planted you all. That is completely valid. Yeah, see, Miss Cleo, fantastic. So that's perfectly valid. That's welcome. That's accepted. I myself was very skeptical for a very long time, thanks to people like this. But I kind of felt like tarot always had this sort of smoke and mirrors type feeling to it. You really couldn't get a handle on what was happening. And when I started studying it for myself, I was like, wow, there's really some very simple things here. So, people tend to think about scenes like this when they think about tarot card readings, and this just generally isn't what it is. Typically it's, so what tarot is not, it's not your dead relatives talking to you, it's not the devil talking to you, it's not me telling you what I think you need to be doing with your life, and it's not hocus pocus. You may think that it is, and you're absolutely welcome to that opinion, but I just want to give you some facts and some information around tarot so that if you ever choose to have a reading, you'll go in knowing a little something about it. So, all right, what is the tarot? The tarot is a deck of cards. It's the grandmother deck of cards. It's the deck of cards that the playing cards you use today came from. So it has number cards, it has face cards, and it has an additional set of cards that your cards don't have. It's called the Major Arcana. The Major Arcana are the 22 cards that tell the story of the unique and individual soul. And here you can see the Rider-Waite deck. So, and that's a very common deck for people to learn on. You'll see a bunch of decks. There are many different kinds of decks. They can have any sort of theme or quality to them. They can be very mystical and very funny, and you'll see a few as we go through. So, but the Major Arcana, 22 cards. It starts with the Fool, the unencumbered soul, the brand new soul, and it shows all the trials and tribulations and all the people that he meets throughout his journey. And finally, he ends up at the World, where he's dancing in the fullness and the joy of all the knowledge and all the experiences that he's had. And they're merit badges for life. When you get a Major Arcana in your reading, that means you get a merit badge. You did something right. So good job. Here you can see more of the Rider-Waite deck. You can see it's very kings and queens, lords and ladies. It doesn't really apply to our lives today. The one thing you will notice, here's their Major Arcana, is that the cards are rectangular. This is because this is a Piscean age deck. The rectangular cards can either be right side up or upside down, and that's very Piscean. You're either good or you're bad. You're rich or you're poor. You're a man or you're a woman. It doesn't really leave a lot of room for interpretation. Here are a few different kinds of decks, and in the center you can see circular cards. Those are the Mother Peace deck, and that's the deck that I use in my readings. The Mother Peace deck is a much more egalitarian deck. We're all unique and individual souls on our own unique and individual path. And the circular shape of those cards allows for a little bit more information to be given to the tarot card reader to help you understand kind of the map of your life. Here's a fun, I said it can be fun. Here's one of my favorite decks. This is the Housewife tarot card deck. How much do you love this? The devil is chocolate cake, smoking a cigarette and drinking a martini. Like, it doesn't have to be like a crazy mystical, ooh. It can be, kind of funny and silly and have a good time. So, but back to Mother Peace. So the position of the cards can tell you a lot. If the card is to the left, that means you're kind of holding your energy back. You're not really ready to let something happen. If the card is to the right, that means you're forcing energy. You're trying to make something happen, whether it should or not. If it's upside down, your energy's blocked for some reason. It's not happening. And if it's perfectly right side up, then you are dancing with the joy of the universe. You are like moving in tune with energy. Everything's perfect and happy. So. You learn a lot from the position of the card. You also learn a lot from the layout of the cards. You'll see here in just a moment, one of the most common layouts that everyone learns on is the Celtic cross, again represented by the Rider-Waite deck. The Celtic cross, each of these positions represents something different when it starts from where you are now, your immediate past, your immediate future. It can represent, there's a spot for your hopes and fears, there's a spot for people in your life that are either a drain of energy or a source of energy for you. And there's a million different kinds of layouts. This is the standard mother piece layout. As you can see, the layout is circular, kind of like the cards are, very egalitarian. And in my research for tonight's presentation, I found a My Little Pony layout. So there is everything and anything under the sun. So tons of information from the layout of the cards. And then the next place that you'll get information during your reading is from the cards themselves. So the cards at their best should provide you with an issue or a problem to solve and provide an answer, some type of a solution or a new viewpoint to help you see things a little bit differently and help you get through it. Tarot cards really are just a great high-level analytical tool, a way for you to step back and look at your life and choose the path that you're on as opposed to just living the path that life is happening to you in. So I've got some cards coming up that people typically get in their readings and are confused by. I'm going to try to debunk them real fast for you. So first one, Death card. Everybody's like, oh no, I'm going to die. You're not going to die. The Death card simply represents the phoenix-like rising from the ashes, how situations are born and then die, born and then die. Tonight's situation was born when we all walked into this room, and it will die when we all get in our cars and go home. It's totally normal. It's a good thing. If you want to be afraid of something, be afraid of the Tower. The Tower is sudden and instant change. You have no control over it. The only thing that you have control over is your reaction to it. So choose a positive reaction, find a way to make a win-win situation, find a way to make your situation better. The next card that you're going to see is the Magician. It is one of the major arcana cards. Excuse me. The Magician is somebody who can take absolutely nothing and create something amazing from it. And only one of the 22 cards in the major arcana, only one of the 78 cards in the entire deck is the Magician. In today's day and age, we're being asked to do so many things, produce so much with so little resources. It's okay for you to say, nope, you know what? This is as much as I can do today. That's it. And our last card we're going to see is the Five of Swords. This is all about your mental self-talk. If you're saying good and loving and kind things to yourself, you're going to have a very happy, positive existence. You're going to have good relationships. But if you screw something up and you're like, God, idiot, why'd you do that? Oh, so stupid. You're going to have a really hard time with things. So be loving and kind to yourself. You wouldn't say negative things to anybody else like that. You're not allowed to talk to yourself like that either. So hopefully you learned a little about tarot tonight. Thanks.